Hey folks, this is Jimmy here in Strange, Vermont. This is a beautiful stone and I've shown it on my videos a few times. It's with me all the time. I found it on the east side of the ridge in an uplifted tree root. I dug it out of the root, saw the color and cleaned it off and took it home, and I noticed pretty quickly that it had profile on it. The bridge of the nose looks very ancient, Native American. The eye looks at you. It's quite a beautiful stone. It's a serpent head, if you look at it. Here's the front looking straight at the serpent, which isn't surprising. There's a lot of serpent imagery here. You can see, if you look carefully, the upside down V, which you find in the serpent. It's a very spiritual symbol. An upside down V with a little line coming off the top, which is what you see just before you get bit by the serpent. I found this quite a long time ago when I first started doing this with the stones here on this mountain. I'm pretty curious and I like to walk around the woods and look at things, and it seems stones search for me. They call me when I walk by. I'll see their faces looking up out of the ground, and they seem to say, look at me, pick me up. I have a story to tell. If you think about Native American culture, they were Stone Age people for the most part. And stones were important. They had meaning. They put meaning into them. And when you look at everything as having meaning, even stones, you could give them names. You could give them spirits. You could put faith and trust in them. You can get information out of them. Wisdom, a serpent head, is the wisdom. All from a stone. And of course, it's what you're putting into it, what you bring to it. A lot of people would pick this up and fling it, see how far they could throw it. A lot of people wouldn't pick it up because there's dirt on it. Couldn't really see it. It's a dirty rock. But if the stone speaks to you as you walk by, you'll reach out and pick it up. And that's just the beginning. If you don't really look at it, you won't see the profile. You won't see what's in it, the image, the glint in the eye, and the bridge of the nose. So you bring to the stone what you're going to get out of it. That's what I think. You can't really receive anything that you're not prepared to receive. And if you take this ancient mind, they were full of balance. There's the center of the stone right there, the temple area. They were full of balance. They were full of beauty, wisdom. And they didn't keep it inside, they created things with it like this. They put intention into the stone, a beauty into it. And the fact that I'm having a relationship with this stone now just adds to the stone's character. And I'm sure someday it'll reach out to someone else and they'll pick it up out of the ground. And maybe they'll find something in it like I did. What can you find in a stone? I mean, really, what can you find in a stone? I guess whatever you really need in your life. It's an object of focus. When I was young, I was 5 years old when I went to first grade. And we had a class where the classroom was in the middle. Well, there was a courtyard in the middle of all the classrooms, and you could walk into the courtyard. And the courtyard there was grassy area, you could sit on it. And at 5 years old, the teacher said, go out to the courtyard with your pencil and paper and find something to draw. That's exactly what I did. I remember sitting in front of a bush and looking at the bush and looking for something to draw. And I remember looking at the branches, how intricate they were. And I focused. And that was such a big event in my life, learning how to focus. And I drew the picture, and I brought away from that an awareness of myself through focus. I've been an artist ever since. It's just something I've always been. An artist, a teacher. I taught art therapy. I would help children with autism communicate through images, through drawing. And art therapy helped people communicate who couldn't speak. They could speak in images. There's a potent language in images, and it's an intuitive language. And I keep saying that, it's intuitive. And it means what it says to you. There's no right meaning to it. There's no wrong meaning to it. You bring to it what you get out of it. And when you go to a megalithic structure and you're looking at the stones and you're going to a temple and you're looking at the carvings, and it overwhelms you, and maybe it should. You keep asking, how did they do this? I mean, come on, how did they do it? I like to ask why. Why did they do it? What possessed someone to create such beauty and balance on this earth when all we find is suffering and pain and hardships and asteroids hitting the earth and wiping everyone out? I mean, why do we even bother making beauty in this world and balance? I can't help but think it's who we are, who we're intended to be. And these people knew that. That's why they were so able to create beauty and so willing to leave it for us to find. I found this in a tree root. Someone left it there. And the serpent, the symbol of that wisdom and that energy, it runs through almost everything they do or did. The serpent wall that's on the property, it's not just a wall that runs through the woods or anywhere. They cleaned off the top of the ridge to get to solid rock. and they lined it up to north, true north, and they built it, every stone being where it's supposed to be in the wall to make a hole. And you tap on it, and it rings, it vibrates, it's acoustic. And it's a serpent coming out of a well, out of a spring, out of water. It has fins, it has stars in it, star stones. It has hollow chambers with ancient carvings of mammoths and other kinds of long ago lost beasts of the earth. But the serpent is there, running through it all. And if you delve into these things, I think long enough, you'll find that they were trying to give us a little of what they had. And you can find it in the symbol, the upside down triangle with the pyramid with the line coming out the top. It's not even centered. It can be off-centered, and it should be off-centered. Nothing we make here on this earth is perfect. We leave a little bit for God to clean up in our lives. We can never be as good as the universe, but we create like the universe creates. We create in our mind wonder and excitement. And how do we do it? Well, by looking at a rock and wondering, what's it saying? What is this stone trying to tell me? What can I find in this stone? I seem to think that these people wanted the best for us. They weren't savages. They were artists. They were thinking human beings who had an eye for beauty and a taste for mystery. If you walk through the woods around here, you'll find stones that are shaped like turtles or whales or serpents in the woods. You'll find a whale breaching from the ground in the middle of the woods. You'll find earthworks. You'll find mounds. It's such a wonderful thing thinking about how these people could have left the best of themselves for us to find the best in ourselves. I know it sounds spiritual, it sounds, how do you know that? And I don't. I suspect it because I really feel that to create such beauty in things, to create such wonder, you have to be searching for a higher place in yourself. And in the end, you help everyone. You lift everyone. You lift the earth. You lift the sky. You lift everybody. And whoever carved this thousands of years ago, whenever they carved it, they put into it something that's still here. It's remembered, their intent. And here I am sitting wondering. Someone so long ago can create wonder in my brain, in my mind, in my soul, in my heart. That's the intuitive nature of images. That's how you read them. You may say something different about this stone, and I'd love to hear what you say, because it means something, and it's right and it's correct. The meaning in the stone, in the image, is what you need to take from it. Perspective is a living thing, and the beings in the stones speak to this day to a not so lonely world. This is Jimmy here on the mountain in strange Vermont. Thank you for listening.